Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, as you read in the description of the title, I'm going to be talking about my cuarentena, my 40 days in after having a baby. And if you were interested, let's go ahead and get started. So let's get into it. So when it comes to the 40 days in after having a baby, Hispanic cultures, they call it a cuarentena. So that means where like you bond mostly with your baby and you do limited to no work, as in cleaning and cooking and going out. So they call it that because they say it's like having 40 pores open, because after having a baby you have 40 pores open. So you're supposed to stay in the house. If you do manage to leave the home, you have to make sure you cover up. So they want you to cover up from like head to toe. They want you to cover your ears as well, kind of like putting cotton balls in it. I did do that. Most of the time I didn't even leave the house. The only time I did leave the house was for his doctor's appointments because it's required. And when I did go out, I made sure I was bundled up. I was covered from head to toe with shirts, a long sleeve jacket with covering my ears, closed-toed shoes. It's just like a tradition. I really believe in it, and a lot of the cultures I have been following, and it's just an interesting tradition. You believe it, or you can believe it or you don't believe it, but I do and I like it. So I wanted to make sure I took care of myself. Also during that time I also used a faja, so like I used a like a belt so I can be singed. So I used kind of like a waist trainer, I guess, and I do have that. I don't have pictures of it. I mean, if I do, I'll insert some, but I didn't even think about taking pictures or a video of it. And then I worn that and I've been using that. So I have it here. This one is a pretty good one. This is a 3X because this is the size that I went with. It's kind of like a body shape. It goes all the way to your back. It opens up so you can have the opening for the breast. It has several of the buttons here as well. So every time when you start to get smaller, it goes in one by one. And then there's a zipper on the bottom, so in case you use the bathroom. And then it's what's cute is because it's like on the legs, it has a little lace. This brand, I got this off of Amazon. This is called Feeling Girl. If I do have it, I'll link it in the description box below if you wanted to buy this one. I like this one because it's nice. I like black and it's nice and comfortable and it's easy to strap up. You can leave it on. They say not to sleep with it at night, but you can have it on all day or like minimum 8 hours. So doing that religiously after having a baby, and with my stomach, I guess it kind of seemed like it went back to normal. It's like I went back to normal, but I also went back to less in my lower weight. So before pregnancy, the top of the year of 2021 in March, I was 242 pounds. I got pregnant, and then when it came time to giving birth in November, I was sitting at 229, I can remember. So that's not bad. It seems like it's like, wow, you lost weight, you're supposed to be gaining weight in your pregnancy. What happened? So glad you asked that question. So it's nothing really happened. My doctors were concerned, so I wasn't concerned. If they were, they would have told me. The reason why I was losing weight is because I was changing my habits, eating a lot better and a lot healthier. When it came to pregnancy, I definitely was like, okay, we gotta cut out the fast food. We gotta cut out going out to eat. We have to cut out the sodas because I love sodas. So every time I get a drink, I get my hands on a soda. So they limit you to, the 200 caffeine. So I make sure I have that limited 200 milligrams caffeine. So I make sure I was under that. So I would drink like half a soda for maybe lunch and the other half for dinner, or even drink half of it and that was it. But mostly it was like my water intake was up too. I also didn't even exercise, come to think of it, during my pregnancy. I did walk toward the end a lot. I made it up to 37 weeks and 4 days, and then I went into labor, which is crazy, and I was home, but that's a story, another story. So I did that, and then as of currently today, I am sitting at 213, so that's not bad, and I really like that. And I'm also kind of like losing weight too because I'm breastfeeding exclusively. So since I'm breastfeeding, I'm also pumping, so that's actually losing calories too. They say you burn calories when you do breastfeed, so it's interesting how that's a kick, but I do it because I'm able to give to my baby the breast milk that I want to, and that's okay if you can't or you don't. It's whatever you want to do, mama. If you want to breastfeed, if you want to bottle feed, if you want, or formula, it's up to you. It's however God is able to give to your baby, and whatever you know is best as a mother, because being a new mom is crazy. I want to say he's sitting at new mom sitting at 8 weeks, my mindset has changed a lot. Not in a bad way. It's kind of more like learning to adapt, being a new mom, being a first-time mom, learning how to breastfeed, because that is challenging too. It's not as a walk in the park as I thought it was, or as other people think it is. Like when it comes to latching, it's harder for him to latch, and then we're both learning at the same time. And then one of my, well, TMI, but one of the nipples is inverted or flat. Is that what they say? One is flat and the other one is not. So he latches onto one more than the other. But learning for these last 8 weeks or so, learning to adapt, learning how to do this, especially with the sleeping pattern too, because they don't know the day from night. So he's up most of the night, sometimes he's not. Recently we're kind of getting into the schedule. They say you gotta train where it's like when it's daytime, you know, very bright lights, music's going, the TV's going, it's loud activity. At nighttime it's a lot more quieter, you know, like the TV's off, but there's white noise. There's we shut the lights off, so it's dark. So he's trying to learn, and we're trying to get to this arithmetic of nighttime sleeping. But for the most part, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I think it's because I'm also nocturnal, so I'm usually up anyways before pregnancy, during pregnancy, just being up. And now that I have him at night, when it's time for his feedings, I'm like, all right, I'm up. Or like if I do go to sleep for maybe 2 or 3 hours, if that, because I'm feeding, you know, every 2 hours or so, it's just I get up and that's it, and we go, and then my husband helps me, and then we're changing diapers and all that stuff, and it's been really good. I mean, he's really a good baby. We're just trying to teach him to know the daytime to the nighttime, and feeding, how to latch on, and then changing him. But other than that, he's pretty good. Like dirty diaper, of course, he cries, he wants to change, and he's good. As long as he has his feeding, he's good, and he relaxes, and you know, and he's getting up there. So that's that. Talk about postpartum depression. So a lot of women don't talk about this. I want to say I did hit postpartum depression. I don't really want to talk about it too much because I don't want it to be such a negative thing, but I mean, it is a real thing. It does happen. I think my postpartum depression comes from being a new mom. It's almost like a 360. So you're living your life, you know, you and your husband, your partner, and you're just relaxing and chilling, and you're kind of doing whatever you want to do. And then all of a sudden you have this new life that you have to take care of, and then in a flip of a switch is what I like to call it, everything changes. So it's so demanding, everything's thrown at you once. It's like, oh, you gotta take care of the baby, oh, 2 hours, you gotta make sure you feed him or her, and oh, he spit up, and you gotta change his diaper, and then he's going through all these diapers, and oh my god, he peed on me, and then you gotta learn how to change the diaper, then you gotta learn how to, and then swaddling, and then he or she may not like that, and they're crying, and then it's colicky, and then it's up to you when it comes to breastfeeding. That's a whole nother ballpark, because you're learning how to breastfeed, and you're learning how to have him latch, because he needs to learn to latch right, and you have to latch, and then how long, and then he burps, you know, like it's just a lot of things. It's like I'm going like detail. This is my experience. I'm not a doctor or whatsoever. I'm just giving you my pointers of my point of view when it comes to like flipping a script. And I love it because it's a blessing and it makes me happy, but it can hit you. They call it baby blues. So if it does hit you, know that you are doing the best you can. You are a great mom. You wanted this little life. You're happy, and it's not you, and it's not the baby. The baby's not giving you a hard time. It's just having a hard time. So you're learning, he's learning, and you're trying to figure it out, like, you know, what do I do? What do I do next? But it's like, my husband tells me that it's like, go through the cycles. So it's like, the first thing I think of is like, make sure his diaper is clean, because he doesn't like a wet diaper, and you know, he doesn't want to be pooed or peed. After that, make sure he's fed well. So I make sure he's fed well. I do at least 30 minutes on the breast. If I don't, and if I pump and I give him the bottle I pumped my milk in, it's about 4 ounces. Then he's satisfied, and then I make sure I burp him, and then if not, and if he's still fussy, I hold him really close. I pace back and forth. I bounce. I rock. You know, you just learn the whole motions when it comes to being parents, and it's crazy because it's like it just comes naturally to you. Sometimes there are harder days than others. Some days are breezy, easy, smooth. Some days are more challenging than others, but you learn and you grow and you figure it out, and then, you know, it's just an amazing experience. Also with this whole cuarentena, I didn't really do a video of labor and delivery because I thought about it beforehand, like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure I record and all this stuff. When you're in that moment, I mean, it's really hard to figure out, to think, to get the camera and get it set up. Plus, there was not really nowhere for me to set it up. I would have to have my husband hold the camera in my face, but you know, you're in labor. So overall, my experience of breastfeeding is going really good. I'm gonna keep it up, depending on whatever happens. If it doesn't work out, of course I'll go to formula, but I'm not going to beat myself up after it. I think I'm going to continue having to latch and do the bottle at the same time. I like to pump in the bottle because pumping, to make sure you're pumping every 2 hours or so, and it also gives me a chance to have my husband feed him so he can have a bond with him, and also have me do things I need to do to work around the house. But we pretty much have a really good system when it comes to working and picking up, and I help you help me, and you know, we tag team out and stuff. With the whole cuarentena, like, you stay home, and I believe like to also, they say that if you want to up your milk, you know, like expressing, they say you can drink atole de avena, atole de elote, or fish. I guess it depends on where you believe in, but it's like friends and family have been telling me that you should take that if you want to up your milk and if you want to be able to produce better. But so far I've been doing really good. Also, stay hydrated is a really key thing. So I've noticed that. One day I remember it was like a really tiring day. I was sleeping like most of the day, and then when I pumped, I'm like, I didn't pump as more as I used to. Then the next day, I was drinking water, and then I noticed, I was like, wow, my supplies went up again, and I was like, I need to stay hydrated. So that's very important and key. There's really no trick to it. I've been drinking the body armors that they say that works, the IV little packet liquids that you can put in your water. They say work as well. I haven't tried it yet, but so far I've been drinking a lot of water to up my supply to make sure I'm good. But we're pretty much good, and I'm just happy, and I just love my little baby so much. And he is sitting at like 8 weeks. Yeah, 8 weeks, and he just is so cute, and he's starting to coo, and he's looking around, and he's recognizing me, and then he's following us, listening. He knows when his daddy's around, he knows when I'm here. I love the company when I hold him and he just lays there. We're doing pretty good with him being in his bassinet, and doing the skin to skin, and they said that's very important too. I still do it. I don't do it as often as I did in the beginning, but I just love it. After this long of my miracle baby, I'm just so happy. After 4 years of trying, as you see, I have the other videos that I have mentioned in my channel of like ups and downs, and I did have a miscarriage last year, but I'm a miracle baby, and I'm very happy, and he makes me happy, and we're just blessed. And I remember, like, there's, like I tell you, there's some nights where it's just very hard, but then you remember you wanted this is your baby, this is you get to experience this, and it just makes me happy, because I mean, you can't really go wrong with that, you know. Okay, so that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching and joining my journey. I appreciate you guys so much. Anything you have, leave in the comments down below, or you can reach me on my social medias, which I have in the description box. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Click the little bell right next to it so you get notified every single time I make a post. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.